The ending of the Fantastic Four first steps turns everything we thought we knew about Marvel's first family completely upside down. What starts off as an epic adventure through cosmic threats and emotional family dynamics ends in a shocking twist that ties Franklin Richards directly to Galactus and the future of the entire MCU. This film doesn't just introduce the Fantastic Four, it sets them up as major players in Marvel's multiverse saga, and it does so by exploring themes of power, sacrifice, and destiny through the lens of a family trying to protect one of their own. So let's break it all down. What really happened in the ending of the Fantastic Four first steps? Why was Galactus so obsessed with Franklin Richards? Did Sue Storm actually die? And what does that haunting mid-credit scene with Doctor Doom really mean? We'll explore all of it in simple, casual language, so you don't miss a single detail of what might be Marvel's most emotional and twist-filled finale yet. At first, it seems like Earth was just another unlucky planet marked for destruction by Galactus' herald, Shalla-Bal. She was doing what heralds do, flying across galaxies, scouting out worlds for her master to consume. But when the Fantastic Four confront Galactus on his ship, everything shifts. Galactus doesn't just want Earth anymore. He wants something more specific. He wants Franklin Richards, the unborn child of Reed and Sue, who he instantly recognizes as possessing the power cosmic. Yes, the baby inside Sue's womb has cosmic-level power. That's why Galactus decides to offer a deal: give him the boy, and he'll spare the Earth. But Reed and Sue, along with Johnny and Ben, aren't about to trade their child's life to save the planet. They'd rather die fighting. This choice drives the story into high emotional stakes. It's no longer just about saving the world. It's about saving their family. Now, why does Galactus care so much about Franklin Richards? That's where things get really interesting. In the MCU version of events, Galactus isn't just a god-like cosmic entity. He was once a man from Earth, 828, who became cursed with an endless hunger, forcing him to feed on planets to survive. It's a burden he never asked for, and now he's looking for a way to finally rid himself of this painful existence. That's where Franklin comes in, because Franklin isn't just a baby. He's a being of immense power, capable of absorbing Galactus' curse. According to Galactus, Franklin has the power cosmic, meaning he could literally take the hunger away. That's why Galactus becomes so desperate. This child represents the one thing that could save him, even if it means destroying an entire world in the process. Galactus' hunger is shown as more than just a need. It's a curse that brings him pain, and that pain fuels his obsession with Franklin. As the fight escalates, the Fantastic Four do everything they can to stop Galactus. They try to distract him, trap him, even bargain with him, but nothing works. In a last-ditch effort, Sue Storm unleashes a tremendous amount of power to force Galactus into a teleportation device. She sacrifices herself, using up all her strength to banish Galactus to some unknown part of the universe, or maybe even another timeline altogether. So is Galactus dead? Not quite. The movie never confirms his death. Instead, it implies he's stranded, lost in space or time. He's gone, but not forgotten, and probably not gone for good. Given how powerful Galactus is, he'll likely find a way to return, especially since he knows Franklin still exists. But the most emotional moment comes right after Galactus is defeated. Sue Storm dies. Her body can't take the strain of using her powers to such a high degree. It's a heartbreaking moment, with the team devastated by the loss. But then, something incredible happens. Franklin, now just a newborn, touches his mother's body and brings her back to life. Sue opens her eyes, and for a moment, the universe is reflected in them. She whispers something chilling yet beautiful. He's so much more than us. This moment confirms what Galactus already knew. Franklin Richards isn't just powerful. He's something beyond human. He can control life and death itself. This scene is directly inspired by the comics, where Franklin has godlike abilities. He can create entire universes, rewrite reality, and bend the rules of time and space. But he hides his powers, even as a baby. That's why Reed couldn't detect anything strange during the pregnancy. Franklin was shielding himself from detection, possibly to protect his family, or because he instinctively knew what would happen if the truth got out. The idea of Franklin concealing his powers in with the film's deeper message sometimes the greatest strength lies in knowing when not to use power. Even as an infant, Franklin seems to understand the consequences of being different. But when his mother dies, he's pushed to act. He reveals just a glimpse of his abilities, enough to change everything. Meanwhile, there's another big subplot going on with Shalla-Bal, Galactus' herald. Early in the film, Johnny Storm learns how to communicate with her. Through this, he discovers that Shalla-Bal wasn't always loyal to Galactus. She once made a desperate deal to save her own planet by offering herself as a servant. Over time, she's come to regret that choice. She's haunted by the lives lost because of her actions. That's why, when the opportunity arises, Shalla-Bal turns on Galactus. She helps the Fantastic Four defeat him. It's her way of seeking redemption. But her fate is left a little ambiguous. After Galactus is teleported away, we don't see what happens to her. Maybe she escaped. Maybe Galactus took her with him. Either way, it sets up potential future stories, especially if Galactus returns. But the movie doesn't end there. In a mid-credits scene, we jump ahead 4 years. Franklin is now a toddler, but something eerie happens. Dr. Doom shows up at the Richards home. He's not wearing his mask, just holding it in one hand, and he stares directly at Franklin. This isn't just a cameo, it's a massive tease for the future. Sue is clearly shocked to see him, and what's even more unnerving is that Doom didn't use a door to enter. He simply appeared. That alone shows that this version of Doom is powerful and probably dangerous. But he doesn't attack. He just stares at Franklin as if he's sizing him up. It's possible Doom already knows about Franklin's abilities and is planning something major. This moment is almost definitely setting up Avengers 6 Doomsday, or at least teasing the next chapter in the multiverse saga. Franklin Richards could play a huge role in whatever Doom is planning, especially since he's already powerful enough to rival beings like Galactus. It also suggests that the Fantastic Four's story is far from over. They may not be part of the Earth 616 timeline yet, but that could change soon. The mid-credits scene also leaves us with one big question: is Dr. Doom a villain here, or something more complicated? In some versions of the comics, Doom becomes a godlike figure himself, capable of altering timelines and ruling over multiverses. Could this be where the MCU is headed? If so, Franklin Richards and Dr. Doom might be the two most important characters in the future of Marvel's storytelling. So what does this all mean for the MCU? Simply put, the Fantastic Four-Z First Steps completely rewrites the cosmic rulebook. It introduces Franklin Richards as possibly the most powerful being in the universe, ties Galactus' fate to him, and throws in a Doom-level wildcard right at the end. All of this opens the door to bigger, wilder, multiversal stories that could connect the Fantastic Four directly to the events of Avengers Dick's Doomsday, Secret Wars, and beyond. But at its heart, this movie is still about family. Even as the plot deals with galaxy-sized threats and godlike powers, it never loses focus on the bonds between Reed, Sue, Johnny, and Ben. They're not just superheroes, they're parents, siblings, and best friends. And that's what makes the Fantastic Four First Steps stand out. It takes the biggest ideas Marvel has to offer and grounds them in emotion, in love, and in sacrifice. Franklin Richards may become one of the MCU's most important characters. But right now, he's just a kid with a family that would do anything to protect him. That's the core of this film, and it's what makes the ending so powerful. Whether he grows up to be a hero, a threat, or something in between, one thing is clear: T. Franklin's story is only just beginning.